Why you dead? And we're back, and after getting my ass handed to me by Havel twice, I decided that I don't want to fuck with that dude anymore. I don't need his ring, and I don't want to say too underpowered, but I do not yet require the necessary skill to take out Havel as a sorcerer this low level. So we're going to move on to the next series of bosses. We're going to move on to the next bonfire, which has the blacksmith, which allows us to upgrade our gear. And we're going to take on the gargoyles and ring the first bell of awakening, which is the first story goal, if you will, in the game. Now what we're seeing here is a series of skeletons, and there's some archers up above, and there's a big armored boar, and if you get in close enough to him, he'll totally destroy you. So what we do is we go around and we climb up some stairs to the side, and we're going to throw fire bombs down on him from above. In the face! So this is kind of a tricky little section because those archers are shooting at you, so if you go up there and try to engage this guy, you know, you risk being hit by the archers. Whoops! Now this item here I've actually never used, the Alluring Skull, and it's supposed to lure monsters towards you. So I'm going to try and drop it into this fire. I've never tried this before, and I'm not really sure that it works or if I'm doing it right. But I think that if you can... Yeah, fire destroys that dude. If you could line him up properly... Look at that dumb bastard. He ran right to it. Fucking stupid. Yeah, anyway, I'm just going to go back to fire bombs and just finish this guy off. Now around this corner is a whole bunch of these little dudes, and remember I said earlier, in numbers they can kind of mess you up. So you gotta watch out for it. They kind of jump out of all the corners of this room. Now there's a key down here around the corner. I think it's the mystery key, which is used to unlock a guy up in a prison cell above us who's a total asshole and will kill one of your friends later in the game. So we're going to handle him a little bit differently than normal when we run into him. Now this area can get a little tricky for new players because these enemies hit a lot harder than what you're used to. But for a sorcerer, it's not really a problem at all. If you're a thief, well, I guess any class, if you walk up real slowly, you can get a backstab on that guy, which makes him a lot easier to take out. Then here's a Knight Shield, which is, I don't know, we don't need it. It's an upgrade if you had not sneaked back and got the Dragon Shield earlier, but we did, so... I'm just trying to bait this guy out because around the corner is another one of the stronger knights. But this dude is, yeah, see, he's just being a douche and not really coming at me, so I'm just going to go lure them both out. That was retarded. Enemies can block your spells with their shields as well. I mean, you can do the same to them, but you have to keep that in mind. I was not doing max damage to the guy, but I decided to just pelt him with soul arrows anyway because he was not coming at me. This is the other side of the gate that we were just at with the boar. You can take out this dude. Get this. This is a basement key, which opens up a door back by the bridge with the dragon on it, which takes us down to another boss, another series of bosses. There's a halberd. I think there's a halberd. Yep. I'm not going to use that. And then if we go inside this church, there's a bunch of those knights. I'm not going to go in the front door. We're going to go around and through the back door, because it's easier. Now, to the right is that church that we were just at, and to the left where we're going right now is the way to the bonfire, the blacksmith, and then a couple new zones called Sen's Fortress and the Darkroot Basin and the Darkroot Forest, I think. The blacksmith, again, is where we're going to upgrade all of our gear. You can buy some items from him that let you upgrade your gear, which cost souls, or we can use the items that we've gathered so far. And basically, there's very specific ways to upgrade your gear. You have to upgrade items to +1, +2, +3, +4, +5, and once you get to +5, then you can kind of take it to various different routes. You can start to bring it towards +10. You could put an enchant on it, like you can start to bring it to like a lightning enchant, or make it scale based on faith with a divine enchant, or you can make it a magic or enchanted enchant to make your weapon scale with intellect. There's really a lot of theory crafting that can go into how you want to build your characters and how you want to build your weapons, and that's really the most important thing when playing Dark Souls. And you're not going to know that in your first playthrough, but your second and third playthroughs, you start to get a feel of what the upgrades do, what weapons you like, what playstyles you want, and then you start to re-roll another character that's going to be based off of that playstyle. So you're going to pick a weapon and then base your character around that weapon, essentially.
Smithing, then speak to me. I'll be seeing you then. Be careful. Well, Need it.
Now, I don't have any of the materials that are needed to upgrade the gear, and I don't even have any gear that I really want to upgrade right now because I don't want to waste my souls and my materials on it. I'm going to wait till I get the Falcon in Blighttown, and that's going to be pretty much the weapon I use through the entire game. So I'm just going to save my upgrading for that. If I start to get some Twinkling Titanites, I'll use it to upgrade my armor, which is the items that are required to upgrade that because it's kind of a special piece of armor. But beyond that, we're not going to do much upgrading in this game. Now the next zone we're heading into is this church, and inside it there's kind of a lot of things going on. There's a huge Black Knight that's going to guard a Firekeeper soul, and if you remember what that is, that's the item that's used to upgrade our Estus flasks. So that's going to be the first thing that we're going to do, and then we're going to start going towards the Gargoyle bosses and ring the first Spell of Awakening, which again is the first major story event of the game. Normally I would summon help here because it's kind of a fun boss to have friends with, but again, I'm not online, so I will summon Knight Solaire, which is that NPC that gave us the white soapstone earlier, but we'll get to that later. So here's the big Black Knight, and I just kind of pull him out. I don't believe that my soul arrows are going to hit him that hard. Oh, take that back, they are. But he can crush you, so you just kind of got to juke around, dodge him, roll. His shield will block most of the damage, but he's not really that hard of an enemy once you get a feel for it. It makes me feel good to celebrate and make shrug expressions when I'm sitting by myself in my basement with no online friends to play with. Now right here is a shortcut. It's an elevator, and this is going to take us down to the Firelink Shrine, which is the very first bonfire in the game. So we're going to use this elevator all the damn time. There's also a little secret here. If you roll off of the elevator before it lands, and come around here and then roll onto this little ledge, it's going to take you to a hidden area, and this is eventually going to take us to a raven that will fly us back to the Undead Asylum. But I'm not going to do that yet. The reason we'd go back there is for another shield and a ring, but I need to get this key, which is for the Undead Asylum, to actually allow us to unlock that. So this is just kind of preparing us for later. Since I'm down here, I'm going to go and talk to the Firekeeper to reinforce the Estus Flask. Now, I'm not going to fight the boss right away. There's a special enemy up here that we need to take out first. He's called a Channeler, and he casts a spell that buffs all the enemies around him, and he casts some powerful spells. So I'm going to go up, clear the area, and I'm going to free this dude named Knight Lautrec, who is the asshole that we're going to use the mystery key to free. And then we're going to take him out and steal his ring. Now here's the Channeler, and I'm just going to cheese his ass and kind of shoot soul arrows at him through the window. It takes a little while, but it's better than going on directly at him because there's a lot, probably 12 of those basic undead dudes in there who will maul the shit out of you if you go in there. That's right, bitch. Now you can see these guys have like a blue stench coming off of them. That's because they're all buffed up from that channeler, which makes them even a lot harder than they are normally. I mean, they're easy monsters, but in numbers, they're just brutal. These guys aren't that difficult. You just hold your shield up and wait for them to strike and fight back, just like every other basic monster. Now there's a hidden humanity around the corner back here. You just roll into this barrel, the guy will fall down and give you humanity, which really are invaluable, more so when you want to play online. And then there's a secret door here that you can burst through, and up these stairs is Knight Lautrec, which we use the mystery key to unlock. And he's a huge douche, so I don't even want to listen to him fucking talk.
Thank you.
Thank you, yes.
I am Knight Lautrec of Karim. I truly appreciate this, and I guarantee a reward. Only later.
Now, this guy will be waiting for us back at the Firelink Shrine, and that is after we kill the, or ring the first Bell of Awakening. Once we go after the second Bell of Awakening, once we ring that and come back, we'll see that he's killed the Firekeeper at the Firelink Shrine, which really sucks because then you can't use that bonfire anymore. You get an item called a black stone or something that basically later in the game, once you get to a certain zone called Londo, you can invade his world and then go and try to kill him with 2 of his friends. So it's basically a PvP fight. That's what it feels like, 1 versus 3, and it's actually pretty tough. So I prefer just to kick his ass up front, take his ring. There's no benefit from fighting him later. So I'd rather have his ring up front because it's really good. It's called the Ring of Favor and Protection. And when you wear it, it gives you a bunch of extra health and stamina. But you can't remove, if you remove it, the ring breaks. So we're just going to wear it and wear it all the way through the end of the game. And there he was already. I thought that you had to ring the first bell. I guess that's not true. You free him, he's already back here. Now what I'm doing right now is I've got 6,000 souls. I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna purchase some spells from a vendor down here in the new Londo Ruins. He's the blacksmith that will put magic and enchants on your weapons that make your weapons scale with intelligence, which is really, really good for sorcerers. So basically, we don't need to worry about dealing damage with strength and dexterity. We'll just build our weapons, put the enchant on them, and then just stack intellect, and our spells will hit hard and our weapons will hit hard. It's super awesome. It's a super awesome build, really overpowered for PvE at least. And this guy sells some basic spells. He sells, I believe he sells a soul arrow again, so we can buy another soul arrow. And he sells great soul arrow or strong soul arrow, which hits harder.
Well, I shouldn't pry. I'm Ricky of Vinheim. I was once an established smith, though. Can you believe it? Hmm? Have you? It's safe here. I can't bear the thought of going hollow out there. Although, I must admit, I've not much to occupy myself. How about this? I could forge your weapons, albeit with rather minimal tools. I'll show you what made me the best in Vinheim. Come back soon.
Now, even though I already have Soul Arrow, I can buy the spell again, and this is going to happen a bunch of times with lots of spells throughout the game, is that you can have multiple copies of it, and what that means is you can actually attune it twice, so instead of having 30 Soul Arrows, I'll have 60, which is really useful throughout the entire game. Now, once I attune these spells, we're just going to go ahead and take out Lautrec, whatever the fuck his name is. We're going to get all these spells set up and just totally rape his face. Now, he can actually deal a lot of damage. And his weapons, the shadows, can go through your shield given the right situation. So you really just want to stay away from him as much as you can.
I was once grateful to you, but if this is our fate, so be it.
This guy fights a lot like a human player, and he dodges your spells. That's why the sorcerer's not that great at PvP, because it's so easy to dodge the soul arrows, but we got him anyway. And now we shrug it off, and we're going to take his Ring of Favor and Protection. Now, this video is already getting kind of long, and I thought that I was going to have time to do the Gargoyles and Capra Demon. So we'll just hold off until the next one and end this video here.